So what was that like for you going from Galveston to LA? Like, was that difficult?
Man, it was a challenge, man, but all the pieces fell into place for me. You know, I mean, I was staying, me and my wife stayed with my aunt for like a week, and her friend, um, she was running an apartment complex in Glendale. And so she got my wife and I a place in Glendale. And, you know, I got an agent and started auditioning, man. And you know, I was getting parts. I was like booking here, booking there. And one day went home to Texas and for a week. And me and my friend, we was watching Martin. He had a lot of videotapes of Martin. And I was on the floor dying laughing, man, at Dragonfly Jones' character. Because we had a dude in our high school, man. He's older than us. He's like 30 years old. He used to come by in his Corvette. And on the side of his Corvette, he had a big letters called Karate Man. So he reminded me, you know, Dragonfly Jones reminded me of Karate Man. And man, I was laughing, crying, laughing on the floor, man. Went back to LA the next week and they called me in for to audition for Martin. And I auditioned for Martin, man, and got the part. And the rest, history, man, you know. But I was doing a lot of things before Martin. I remember me and Carl Payne that played Cole on Martin. We did a show called True Colors on Fox, you know, before Martin. And so I knew him before I started working on Martin, man, because I used to have to pick him up every day. I used to pick him up, take him to the set, and used to always make me late. But I used to pick him up, take him to the set, and, you know, that's how they went. And from there, man, I started getting parts, and, you know, just started working. Been working acting.
Do you remember your audition for Martin? How was that like?
Oh yeah, vividly. Eileen McKnight, she was a casting director, and she called me in, and I did it one way. She said, "Well, can you do it a little differently?" I went back to my old days in Galveston, man. How we talking at the crib, you know. And I know I'm class 84, so I threw up the four fingers for fifth floor. That was like a shout out to the class 84, right? So when I went in, I did that. I started talking with the Texas slang, and you know, hey, you know, it get done tomorrow, bro. You know, it's dragging them words how we do sometimes. And she like, cool, let me take you across the street. She took me across the street to meet Martin and the producers. They were sitting there with their hats out to the side, looking like gangsters. So when I went in there and hit them, man, they was in there rolling, man. They were rolling. So they gave me the part right there on the spot. Matter of fact, they called my agent, and I had to go to work that day because they called me and said we want to work right now. We're going to table read and blah blah blah. They did the contract, and I started that day. That's the first time I ever booked a job and had to work that day.
So tell me, how did one episode turn into 12?
Well, John Kreis, man, the guy that played Sean on the show. When I came on the first episode, you know, when I took the sweater, our tight sweater, and walked out. So John made a comment, you know, he made a suggestion to Martin. He said, it'd be funny, man, if bruh man come back at the end and hug the crowd. I mean, hug the group, because when they said, bruh man need love too. So that was his idea. And when I did that, came back, man, the audience went crazy. So Martin was like, you know what, man, we're going to bring you back. We're going to bring you back. And they kept bringing me back. You know, the audience went crazy. Every time I came through the door, the audience went crazy. So yeah, that's how I went back. That's how I went about.
I heard it's a story behind the slow walk.
Yeah, man, the slow walk. But like I said, I was right out of college, man, out of theater. And, theater, you taught to stay in your light, stay in your light and project, to the back of the theater. So I had a mentality to stay in my light. So when I got up, even though it was 5 cameras, so I got up, I was walking slow so that my mother and them could see me longer. I said, I want my mama and them at home, and my sister to, see me on TV. So I started walking slow in front of the cameras. And Tashina was busting out, man. She said, y'all see the walk, man? Y'all see the walk? At the end, we tried to say, man, the walk was hilarious. And that's how that stayed in. So we made up a lot of stuff as we went along. Like, I was coming out when I started going out the window, I was walking out the door. Mark said, it'd be funny, man, if you turn and go out the window. That'd be funny. So I did that. went out the window, man, audience, they was dying. So that's how we established going in and out the window.
It was a situation you had, right, where they didn't want you on the show no more because you wanted more money?
Yeah, man, it was a situation where, I thought I should get paid a little bit more. We wanted more because it was another season. And so I said when coming back. So, they called us in. I had my manager with me at the time, which was my cousin who was from Houston. And she didn't know what she was doing, but we act like we did. So we went in. She was a pretty girl. So she played the little role. And we ended up getting what we wanted, man. We ended up getting what we wanted. And that's how I got back on the show. That's how I think they brought Tracy on there too at that time. So, I don't know if they were trying to fill in, but Tracy was hilarious, man. And we both worked it, and he was funny, I was funny, and that's how it went down.
So your cousin was acting like your manager.
Yeah, exactly. We know what he's doing, man. But we got the deal. I mean, I think actually I believe they wanted me back on. And the fans wanted me back on. So I don't think I think it was a no-brainer to have me back. So we never had, I never sat out. When it was time for me to come, I came back and we did it. So rest is history. I think I tell people I got my master's degree, in comedy on Martin and my PhD on Bernie.
Yeah, y'all got it done. But at the beginning, was it a little difficult?
Oh yeah. It wasn't really bad. It was, then I got to the point like I was with William Morris agency, and my agent at the time was Jenny Delaney, and she was like, okay, well, Martin they started going in another direction for as where he created another show with Tashina. And I wanted to be a part of that show, and he wanted me to be a part of that show. But my agents told me not to do it, man. I kind of regret that, but you know, that's how it went down. But in the beginning, it wasn't really like the negotiations where it got bitter. I'm coming if I don't get this. We're not giving you that. Blah, blah. It was just that I thought I should get a little more than what I was getting. And they was like, cool, okay, yeah, man, we want you back on the show. Let's make it happen. And they made it happen. So it wasn't, no back and forth like that.
Was you shook at first though? Like, damn, they might get me out of here. Keep it a buck.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was my bread and butter, man. Hell yeah. I was telling my agent, man, hey, let's get this done. So we got it done. Cause I wanted to be back, man. I wanted to be back. I had fun on that show. I mean, the cast was cool. Me and Tommy got along the most, because I used to hang out with him because he liked electronics. I like electronics. And at the time, he had the little bitty the VCR, you could carry on the plane and stuff. So he hooked me up with one. So me and him used to hang out, man. And I love the cast, man. The girls were cool, pretty. Always smelled good, like they just got out the tub. So it was fun working over there, man. Martin was cool. I ain't never had no problems with Martin, man. He was always cool with me.